Chemtrails are nozzle trails. That's what they are. It's not a condensation trail, it's a chemical release from a nozzle. High bypass turbofan jet engines do not produce trails unless there's nozzles near the output of the exhaust. As you can see, this is a huge fan. Of course there's engine exhaust, but it is rapidly diffused in a near 0% humidity environment. Chemtrail crimes must be reported to police. Police can act on a crime in progress, as this is a crime in progress. The police investigate crimes and arrest suspects and charge people with criminal offenses. Your friends cannot do this, nor can all the people who go to rallies, conferences, and other gatherings. The government hires lawyers called prosecutors to prosecute criminal cases. To prosecute means to lay a charge in a criminal matter and to prepare and conduct legal proceedings against the accused of a crime. The prosecutors check the police reports. The prosecutor proceeds with the charge. So what we all need is to go to the police and have criminal reports filed by police. Some will laugh because they'll say, cops are in on it, but I can tell you there are honest cops out there who want this stopped. We just need to help them band together. So going to conferences and rallies and politicians or even in civil class action suits will not produce a criminal report that can be acted on immediately. We must have police make police reports on chemtrails. We must have police make a report of the chemtrails crime, else it goes nowhere. We have to make cops honest. We need to talk to them, ask them for help. The focus is on the chemtrails and where aircraft often go. Airports, air bases, aerodromes, even military bases. Police can check all deliveries to an airport or air base. Police can check aircraft for chemtrail chemicals on board. Police can check landed aircraft without a warrant. It's a crime in progress, and police can arrest those involved. Why go anywhere else? Police have families too, and need our help to help them band together against the system that ties their hands. At common law, dealing with a crime in progress. This is what they can do. The high bypass turbofan engine, almost 85% of the thrust is from the massive spinning blades, similar in nature to an airboat. It's a huge fan. Take a look at this engine. It's a massive fan. Of course there's exhaust, but it's the same kind of exhaust that you would see from an automobile or someone's breath or a furnace vent on the roof. It dissipates rapidly. It doesn't go for miles. You don't see somebody's breath or a dog's breath go for miles. Because basically those engines up there are fans. Of course, again, it's exhaust from a turbine, but at the flight altitudes there's near 0% humidity, massive diffusion occurs, and we should never see a trail from pretty much any engine. Like I said before, we never see furnace exhaust pipes, nor car tail pipes, nor the breath of all breathers like dogs, cats, and yourself and myself leave trails for miles down the street. It's because of diffusion. High concentration diffuses into low concentration. It's diffusion. So the trails we see are chemical trails, and they come from nozzles. They are nozzle trails, and there's criminal intentions to block the sun. As you can see in this photo, one aircraft has trails, and it's in line with a nozzle trail. I'm going to show you soon. And the other one has no trail at all. It's an inhumane act on civilian populations. And police failure to protect is criminal negligence. Governors fail to act also, and they are subject to criminal negligence as well as crimes against humanity charges. So the trails are chemtrails. Another word for them is nozzle trails. They're nozzle trails. Here's that picture again. One aircraft with nozzle trails. The other one, the nozzles are just not activated. So here's a picture of a loader for loading anything on board, and probably including chemicals. And then you can see there at the side the nozzles. Here's a picture of an engine, and you can see the modifications in line with the output of the exhaust. It's nozzles. This is from a 2-engine plane. Those are chemicals, and there's more than one type. That does not look like water vapor or ice crystals. Those are chemicals. There's no way that's anything but a chemical. Same with this picture. That's not vapor. That's chemicals from a spray nozzle. And I'm going to show you this picture here is basically the thrust footprint of an aircraft. Actually, the thrust footprint is wider. This is only thrust at a certain speed, like 65 miles per hour or something like that, or feet per second. I don't know what it is exactly. But that's the thrust footprint that you should be seeing. If it is condensation trails, you should be seeing condensation, wider, much wider than the trails we're seeing now. It's because the trails we are seeing now are nozzle trails. They are chemical releases from a nozzle. They are chemtrails. Look at this photo here. I've manipulated the photo a little bit to just show you overlapping the one picture with a plane with a nozzle trail, and you can clearly see it's coming from a nozzle, and you can guess it. You can just see it. See that there? That's a nozzle trail rather than true wide supposed contrail. And it's because of these nozzles that look like this. They can be in other parts of the aircraft, like hidden, but those are on the pylon. Those ones are on the pylon. I suspect it's coming from there. So again, you can see the jet engine, the output of the engine, right near it are the nozzles. And those nozzles are in line with exhaust output, and you can see the modification of the skin on the pylon. It's an add-on. There we are, nozzles. Nozzle trails, chem trails, chemical trails. Spraying a population, a civilian population, is an inhumane act, and we need to arrest them. .com. This next photo, you're going to get a close-up of the engine, one of the engines to the left side. Just take a look. Watch as we zoom in slowly. Notice the left engine has 3 spray trails from one engine, and it's not even wide. It's as if it came out of a nozzle. See that? Look at that. Those are nozzle trails. Otherwise, it would be way wider, much wider. And why 3 spray trails? Well, because they are chemtrails from nozzles. Nozzles. 3 nozzles on this particular one. And it's because of 3 spray nozzles in line with exhaust output. So back to the footprint of a jet engine, the exhaust, the thrust. It's actually wider than that, but we don't see trails wider than that. It's because they're from nozzles. Now, we need the cops to get involved with aircraft and airports. Seize aircraft, seize airports, because we're being sprayed every day. There's no sun. Sun's blocked almost every day. Again, there's the thrust footprint. We don't see the trails in the sky looking anything like that because they're nozzle trails. Chemtrails are nozzle trails. And you talk about colored trails, colored exhaust. It's not colored exhaust. It's red chemicals coming out of a nozzle. Like red, green, blue, white. Not sure what other colors are there. That's not engine exhaust. Those are from nozzles. And how about these ones? 4 are on and 6 are off? It's because it's nozzles. These people here should have no respect from the public because they have the power to stop this. They have the power to stop this, and look what they are. They're obedient to someone else who's doing all of this. Here we are. These are obedient people. Their oath is not to their fellow man. See the nozzle? It's a chemical nozzle. Chemicals are released from it. Sprayed over populations. See? Look at that. One nozzle's on, this one is off. Five nozzles on, 4 nozzles are off. That's not a thrust footprint. Those are nozzles. Those are chemicals from nozzles. The thrust footprint is much wider. Much, much wider. Same with these guys. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. See the trails? It's like a bead of caulking coming out of a nozzle. Two engines, and that white is spray coming out of a nozzle. Clearly the thrust footprint is nothing like that. So chemtrails are nozzle trails. See the flex hose there? See the nozzle right at the output? Goes right into the exhaust stream. See, 2 engines? You're telling me that white stuff is thrust? You're telling me that it's condensation? No, it's chemicals piped in. The same as with commercial aircraft. That's what's going on. It's piped in chemicals to the output near the exhaust. Look, some of these planes that's not thrust, those are chemical trails, those are nozzle trails. And the other guys don't have them on. See? These are show planes, but they're using the same thing. It's a chemical release. So, in summary, those are nozzle trails. That's not thrust. The thrust would not be so thin. You need to re-examine yourself if you think that thinness, like a bead of caulking, is thrust. We need to call the police. We need the police to act at common law. We need the police to seize airports, air bases, aerodromes, even if it's military. If the military are committing crimes, they must not be protected under statute law. Common law trumps everything because they're harming or they're failing to protect the harm. And that makes them criminals for crimes against humanity, criminal negligence, and a host of other criminal acts that we can have them prosecuted for. But we need the police to act at common law and check deliveries to all airports, whether it's trains, planes, trucks, anything. Cops, we need your help, and we need to help you band together against those that are doing this. And your bosses are going to get in the way, and we want to help you so that your bosses don't get in the way. We want to help you, cops. Focus on the airports, focus on the aircraft, focus on the deliveries, and then focus on your bosses.